Come with me while I draw a server and share some of my stories about working in the service industry. So, this one's for my football fans out there because this story took place on the first Super Bowl Sunday I worked at the restaurant that I currently work at. If you didn't know, there is a ton of turnover in the restaurant industry and honestly service industry as a whole. I've been at the current restaurant job for going on 5 years now, and I've worked under a lot, and I mean a lot of general managers. The general manager that this story is about has been fired, but not for this reason. But I digress. During the time this took place at the restaurant, we were severely understaffed, and my closing partner had been feeling very under the weather, and our GM told her not to come in, but didn't give me a heads up about that prior. That would have been nice to know, but it was fine and I knew I could deal with it. Also, I want to say I was not upset at my closing partner at all for not coming in because everyone needs a break, and please do not work if you're sick. Please take time for yourself when you can, but I do know it's easier said than done in the States. Closing alone can be a pretty big task, but it did mean I got to be on the floor for around an hour by myself, which means more money for me. Normally another server would step up to close with me, but again, we were severely understaffed. About midway through the shift, I got a call from my partner at the time's mom telling me that there had been an accident and he was being rushed to the hospital. I didn't think I'd be able to see him, but this was around 2021 at this point, and everybody knows that the world was affected by a pandemic. I asked her to keep me updated, and if I needed to come to the hospital, I would. I let my GM know about the situation, and he seemed annoyed, but he brushed it off. About an hour later, I got another call letting me know that my partner was going to have to go into the ICU and that I would be able to see him. I was very concerned because he had a lot of injuries from the accident that I will keep vague for his privacy. I asked my GM if I could leave since this would be considered a family emergency. He started pouting, and I mean pouting and whining, saying if I left he would have to close by himself. I was dumbfounded because this grown man was practically throwing a tantrum in front of me over doing his own job. I looked at him and I was like, hey, my boyfriend might be dying, and that's more important than being here on Super Bowl Sunday when we were extremely slow anyway because the restaurant is not a sports restaurant where people go to watch games on big screens. The front of house manager heard all of this and stepped in and said, GM, just let her go. You can handle closing the restaurant. We're not that busy anyway. He actually got really upset about this, but his reaction was the furthest thing from my mind because